Okay, in the beginning, I am just going to give you a few definitions so that you start understanding the meaning of those words. And then the plan is I will send you some PDF in the name Algebra of Matrices. That PDF is very well written material on matrices, and the heading is Algebra of Matrices. So all the algebraic rules, how you should deal with the matrix, etc. are explained. So you are required to read that entire PDF, and whenever you should read the solved problems, and there will be small exercises after a certain topics. You should solve all the problems in that exercise so that you will become good in dealing with matrices algebraically, which is required in solving IIT problem. You should be extremely good at dealing with matrices algebraically. So I will introduce you to all types of matrices immediately after this, and then in the class we will get into the bottom of what do we mean by matrix and how it works and why it works. It is theory of linear algebra, which we will continue discussing. Simultaneously you will continue solving algebra of matrices. I mean, whenever you find time, now you must solve probability problems for your exam, but once that exam is over, you should start solving algebra of matrices, and we will continue our discussion on linear algebra, which is theory behind these matrices. Okay, and once we finish the theory of matrices, that is linear algebra, if required, we will run through algebra of matrices and few rules. If you don't understand by reading, etc., we will discuss them in class. That has been the strategy of teaching matrices for over many years now, as far as I am concerned, and it works. It works for all the students, and therefore it will work for you also. Okay, so definitions. So I am writing the definition, simultaneously you also should write. An arrangement of mn numbers, m into n numbers in m rows and n columns enclosed in square bracket is known as matrix of order m by n. Normally the matrices are denoted by capital letters. A is a matrix which is equal to, their elements are A, I, J, where the first suffix is of row and second is of column, where Aij denotes this is m by n. So m rows, n columns, every entry is denoted by Aij. So the element is going to be in ith row and jth column, where Aij denote element in ith row and jth column. I hope you have understood. Example, A is equal to 5, 3, 7, 9 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is a matrix A which has got 3 rows and 4 columns. This is an element A to 4 is equal to 4. A14 is equal to 9. A31 is equal to 0. A22 is equal to 2. Something like that. Okay. And M by N, M rows, N columns. M rows, N columns. Equality of two matrices. Two matrices are said to be equal if A is equal to Aij and B equal to Bij are two matrices of same order. Then they are equal if their corresponding elements are equal. That is Aij equals Bij for all I and j. Okay, now I will list different types of matrices. Different types of matrices. One, row matrix. Which contain only one row. Second, column matrix which contain only one column. Third, rectangular matrix M by N, A, Aij, M by N, where M is not equal to N. Four, square matrix M is equal to N. Number of rows equal to number of columns. Fifth, scalar matrix. Diagonal matrix. All non-diagonal elements are 0. If all non-diagonal elements in mathematical language, what we can say, Aij equals 0 if I not equals j. In that case, the matrix is called diagonal matrix, and diagonal is when I equals j, it is a element of diagonal. Okay, so 1 1 2 2, so that is principal diagonal of the matrix when I is equal to j, diagonal element. So all non-diagonal elements are 0. Aij equals 0. If I is not equal to j, then it is called diagonal matrix. 6. Scalar matrix. Here Aij is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j. So scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix, and Aij equal to k if I is equal to j. So all the elements in the diagonal will look alike. Say for example 3 3 3 0 0 0 0 0 0. So this is a scalar matrix. Now later on we will see this. If we multiply a matrix by this matrix, your original matrix becomes 3 times. Therefore this is scalar multiple type scalar. Okay, so that is what is the sixth type of matrix. 7. Identity matrix or unit matrix. Same as scalar matrix, so it's a scalar matrix, but Aij is equal to 1 if I is equal to j, and Aij is equal to 0 if I not equal to. So instead of 3 3 3, if you have 1 1 1, then it is a identity matrix or unit matrix. 8. Zero or null matrix. All elements are 0. Aij equals 0 for every I comma z. Okay, let us move on. 9. Upper triangular matrix. Square matrix. A is upper triangular if for every element below the diagonal is 0. All elements below diagonal is 0. We can write mathematically Aij is equal to 0 if I is greater than j. So I mean 1 3 5 minus 1 2 0 0 0 1. This is upper triangular. Principal diagonal I is equal to j, these three elements, and here row number is greater than the column number. Row number is greater than the column number. Row number is greater than the column number. In that case, if those three elements in 3 by 3, if they are 0, it is called upper triangular. So you have an upper triangle with you. Lower triangle is 0. Okay. 10th lower triangular matrix. Aij equals 0 if I is smaller than z. Okay. Then 10, 11. Determinant of a matrix. If A is square matrix, then the determinant of A is mod of A. It looks like this. I mean, all the entries you put inside the two vertical bars, and we know how to expand 2 by 2 or 3 by 3, and similarly we will be able to understand how to expand nth. It has to be square, then only we can have determinant of a matrix, and it is a number, so this is number. Determinant of matrix is a numerical value, real number or maybe whatever, it's a number. Non-singular matrix. Determinant of A, if it is not equal to 0, then it is called non-singular. Then when it is equal to 0, it is called singular. If determinant of A is equal to 0. 14. Transpose of a matrix. Matrix obtained from A by interchanging rows into columns. Okay, so maybe I will give you an example. Suppose we have matrix, say 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, not necessary square. Suppose this is A, then A transpose is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Rows becomes column, and if columns becomes rows. So that is what is transpose of matrix A, denoted by A transpose, or also it is denoted by sometimes A dash. 15. Symmetric matrix. If A equals A transpose, then the matrix is called symmetric. Obviously, it is true. Say for example, this cannot be symmetric because n is not equal to m, because here it is 2 by 3 matrix and its transpose is 3 by 2, so they cannot be symmetric. But if A and B, suppose 1 1 1 2 3 4 2 3 4, if you interchange rows and columns, they will continue to remain same. I mean, we need not have to have these numbers also same, but okay. I mean 5 6, and the diagonal elements will continue to remain in diagonal. After transpose, this is A, then A transpose will also look like this, because 1 2 3 becomes 1 2 3, 2 5 4 becomes 2 5 4, 3 4 6 becomes 3 4 6, 8. This is called symmetric matrix. A is equal to A transpose. 16. Skew symmetric. If A is equal to A transpose with negative sign. If Aij is equal to opposite of Aji for all I and Z. So if I write -2 here, maybe -3 here and -4 here, then Aij is for all j, therefore these guys should become 0, because that is the only case by which Aij, and when I is equal to j, they need to be opposite of each other. Therefore diagonal elements of skew symmetric matrix are going to be 0 0 0. This is skew symmetric, this matrix. Okay, I am just telling you the names now. Their application, why people have designed so many matrices, etc. we will come to know later. Just now you just understand what are the names given to them. Okay, next 17. Orthogonal. Square matrix of n by n, square matrix is orthogonal if A into A transpose or A transpose into A is equal to identity of n by n identity matrix. Identity matrix means all diagonal elements 1 1 1, every other element 0 0 0. So when you multiply two matrices and after multiplication of two matrices you get identity matrix, then they are orthogonal matrices. It is like 5 multiplied by 1 by 5, you end up getting 1. In our arithmetic we do this. So in matrix language we need to define what do we mean by multiplication, etc., which we will do eventually. But suppose after defining all that very systematically, if you end up getting identity matrix which is equivalent to your multiplicative identity, then these two matrices are called orthogonal to each other. We call them reciprocal. In numbers, here they are orthogonal. Next, 18. Idempotent matrix. If you multiply A by A, and if you end up getting A, then that A is called idempotent. Second power of A produces the original matrix, then it is idempotent. It is called idempotent. 19. Involutory. If you multiply a matrix by itself, if you end up getting identity matrix, then it is called involutory. 20. Nilpotent. If a positive integer m such that a raised to m, sorry, capital A raised to is equal to 0. If there exists a positive integer m, so that means if you keep multiplying a by a by a by a, how many times? M times positive integer m, and then if you eventually end up getting zero matrix or null matrix, then the original matrix A is called nilpotent. Next, (21st). Conjugate of a matrix. Matrix obtained on replacing corresponding elements by conjugate complex number. So if you have complex number entries in your matrix, and if you replace those complex number entries by their corresponding conjugates, then the matrix that you will get is called conjugate of a given matrix. 22nd. Transpose of conjugate. Now conjugate matrix is denoted by A bar, the way we denote conjugate of complex number by bar. Conjugate of a matrix A is A bar. Then the transpose of conjugate. So you take conjugate and then take transpose. It is denoted by A raised to theta. If you have matrix A, you take conjugates of all elements and transpose them. Then what you get is A raised to theta. That is transpose of conjugate. 23. Hermitian. matrix. If your matrix A is original matrix A is equal to A transpose conjugate. If A is exactly equal to A transpose conjugate, it is called Hermitian. I mean, this is sufficient. A is called Hermitian matrix if A is equal to A transpose conjugate. And the last one is skew Hermitian. 24. Don't doesn't matrices set total. If A is equal to opposite of A on transpose conjugate. Skew, I mean, we have understood what do we mean by skew in earlier problem somewhere. Now whatever is Hermitian, you make it skew Hermitian by adopting appropriate negative signs. So skew Hermitian is A is equal to opposite of A transpose conjugate. So these are the definitions, and these all matrices will come across our theoretical discussion, and of course they will come across you while solving algebra of matrices. Okay, I wait for some time. Okay, now let us consider a very simple system, and we try to look at the system by a couple of ways. Two equations, two unknowns. Okay, before this, what I would like to remind is, in the beginning of 9th standard, we have done this exercise. Solve completely. Ax is equal to b, where a comma b belong to R, x is a real variable. Okay, write down the solution set of this. Solve completely. Ax is equal to b, where a and b are real numbers, x is a real variable, and show it to me. Okay, case 1, if a is equal to 0, then you can divide by a and get into RHS, and therefore solution set will be b upon a. If a is 0 but b is not 0, then solution set is empty. Therefore you will not find any value of x which will satisfy the equation. Case 3, a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, then any real number if you put for x, you will get LHS is equal to RHS, and therefore a particular solution, specific solution, b by a, case 1, empty set, no solution, case 2, complete real numbers is the solution set, case. Now do it for ax plus by is equal to c. Solve completely. When we are solving ax plus by is equal to c, when a, b, c are real numbers and x and y are real variables, we consider 4 cases. First, easy cases, a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0, a not equal to 0, c. Then because c is not equal to 0, you cannot get any ordered pair x comma y which will make LHS equal to c. Therefore, empty set. Case 2, all 3 coefficients are 0. Then any ordered pair x comma y will satisfy LHS and RHS. The solution set is R cross R. Any point in that plane you can put, and you get LHS is equal to RHS. Case 3, if A is not equal to 0, you are allowed to divide the entire equation by A. Therefore, solution set is C minus By upon A, that is your x coordinate, comma y. You put any value of y, any real number, you get infinitely many ordered pairs looking like this. And if similarly, if b is not equal to 0, you can put infinitely many values of x, and the moment you put value of x, y is also fixed. This one is also fixed. So these are the 4 cases if you end up having 2 variables. This has to be there back of our mind, because the entire matrices theory is on this. Okay, this is solved completely, and that is the purpose why we do it in 9th standard. Now let us go back to our 2 equations, 2 unknowns. So let me take 2 equations, 2x minus y equal to 0 and minus x plus 2y is equal to 3. Suppose this is the system of equations which is given to us. Simultaneous equation. Presently 2 unknowns, 2 equations in this particular example. But it can be n unknowns and m equations, whatever, n by m. Okay. So if this is the problem which is given to us, which is 2 equation in 2 unknowns, it is same as writing this problem this way and writing this problem in this way, 2 minus 1 minus 1 2 x y is equal to 0, 3, 0, 3. They are equivalent. One can write this equation, its meaning is this. One can write this system of equations, its meaning is this. Now, so this is what is matrix equation. This is matrix equation. Okay, and now we would like to understand what do we mean by matrix equation. However, we will call this matrix, the first matrix, as capital A, the second matrix column matrix, only one column, we call it as capital X, and the resultant column matrix that we have, maybe we can call it B. So practically we are solving A into X is equal to B. But this is matrix equation. And this was purely algebraic. All A comma B are real numbers, X is a real variable. Here capital A is a matrix. Capital X here we will call eventually it as vector. And capital small b over RHS is also a column matrix. So all the 3 are matrices in this particular equation. So this is one way of writing simultaneous equations, because when the number of simultaneous equations are less, the number of variables are less, it is easy to write. But suppose there are 100 unknowns and there are total 200 equations, then writing them itself is a big job. And therefore, see, if there are 100 equations, say in x and y only, then you will have to write x 100 times, y 100 times. So that efficiency is also achieved here. Here x is written only once, even if it is present twice. Y is also written only once, even if it is present twice. And the most important thing of this simultaneous equations are these numbers 2 minus 1 minus 1 2 0 3, and therefore we are capturing those numbers very carefully in the form of a rectangular bracket, and hence we are calling it as, it is an arrangement, it is an array of numbers. Okay, but then just by writing simultaneous equation in matrix form doesn't make any sense. I mean, it is just the notation. how is it going to be little different than what we visualize. Now, row picture. So as it is, if we look at these equations row wise, then what is this? This is 2x minus y. So y is equal to 2x. It is the line which is passing through origin of slope 2. First line is geometrically this, we know that. Second line is minus x plus 2y is equal to 3. If we put y is equal to 0, that means I am taking point on x-axis, then x is equal to minus 3. Now let me give 1, 2 and 3. So the point will pass through this point, and if we put one more, suppose x is equal to 3, x is equal to 0, so point on y-axis is going to be 3 by 2, this point, and therefore your line is going to go through 1, 2, this is your second line, and there is a point of intersection, and that point of intersection we know it is 1, 2. Okay, so if you look at these simultaneous equations as a row, the geometry looks like this. I mean, we know that we have been doing it. However, if we look at it as a column picture, how does it look? Column picture. So you are supposed to look at them column wise. So for looking at them column wise, this is better notation. So we will look at direction. We will look at them column wise. So we will look at the first column like this. First column is this. Second column is this. Third column is unknown, xy, okay, and this is next column. So if we want to draw column picture, let us draw it again. Black, x-axis, y-axis. We will consider this as a vector. 2 comma minus 1 is a vector, or we can say that for understanding purpose it is 2i minus j, if you are aware of this IJK system. So this is my I and this is my 2i, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 2i minus j. 2i means I go from here to here, minus j means I come from here. So the first column vector is looking like this. That is the first column vector. Second column vector is minus 1, comma 2. Okay. So the second column vector is looking like this. Okay. Now, let us understand what do we mean by this matrix equation. The matrix equation can be written in this way also. Okay, x times column vector 2 comma minus 1 plus y times column vector minus 1 comma 2 becomes 0 comma 3. Okay, so this equation can be written using column vectors looking like this, but here I am doing it x first vector x times. So I have two vectors 2 comma minus 1 and minus 1 comma 2. What proportion, what linear combination of these two vectors should I take? What linear combination of this vector and this vector should I take so that when I add them I get 0 comma 3. So what we are looking at is the resultant vector, this 0 comma 3. So we want eventually this vector, and we have been given these two vectors, first and second. So what should be our linear combination? What should be the value of x and what should be the value of y, so that we get 0 comma 3. So this procedure we have learned in our vector 3D, and the procedure is simple. You complete parallelogram. So you draw line parallel to the first vector passing through the endpoint. That is your first vector. That is your first vector passing through endpoint parallel to first vector, and complete the parallelogram. Draw the second line parallel to first vector. बरोबर चालले ना? काय करतोय मी? Am I supposed to complete the parallelogram? Yes. If I want that resultant, then first draw this, and yeah, I mean you are supposed to draw parallel line from here something like this, and then just complete the parallelogram. Okay, so how much vector number 1 you require? 1 times, same. And how much vector number 2 you require? This is 1, and you require exactly one more like that. So second vector you require 2 times first vector. So when we are looking at column picture, eventually we end up getting x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. So if you look at this, if you put x is equal to 1 here, so 1 times your first vector 2 comma minus 1 plus 2 times your second minus 1 comma 2 gives you the resultant vector 0 comma 3. That is what we mean we have solved a system of simultaneous equation. When we were looking at row picture, we used to say that we have solved system of simultaneous equation and 1 comma 2 is a solution set, because that was the point of intersection of these two geometries that we have. However, when we are looking at as a column picture, we are finding out the linear combination by which you get the RHS vector, and that linear combination is your answer. That means you have solved a problem when you found out the linear combination. And now if you substitute 1 here and 2 here, x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, then this is 1 comma 2 is a column vector which you have discovered. You wanted to find out x comma y vector. This was unknown, which eventually you found out as 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 vector will satisfy this. So if you multiply matrix A by 1 comma 2 vector, eventually you will get the vector 0 comma 3. This is the resultant. RHS is a resultant vector that you are looking for. This is first vector which is given to you. This is second vector which is given to you. and now you are solving matrix equation, means solving, find out what linear combination of the matrix column vectors will result into the RHS column vector. Now if I take system of say 3 equations and 3 unknowns, let me write it down, simple one. Okay, so if we consider this system of simultaneous equations, and if we consider the row picture, then we know 2x minus y plus 0 z is equal to 0 is the plane passing through origin, with which will look like this: 2x minus y plus 0 z is equal to 0. And yeah, okay, this is a plane, this is a plane, and this is a plane. But if we write it as a column picture, it is 2 minus 1 0 minus 1 2 minus 3 0 minus 1 4 multiplied by 3 variables x comma y comma z. So this is yet another column vector, and what we want is 0 minus 1 4. So one oral solution which we can see here is if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1, we will get this, because this is x times 2 minus 1 0 vector plus y times minus 1 2 minus 3 vector plus z times 0 minus 1 4 vector, and we should produce 0 minus 1 4 vector. That is one solution by which you can get the RHS vector. And we are not drawing these planes, but if we solve these 3 planes simultaneously, maybe we will end up getting the solution set of this. Okay, and if here maybe we can try to draw column picture. What will be the column picture? Of course it is going to be 3-dimensional. Let me try to do it. I mean, this is z coordinate system, positive z, this is positive x, and this is positive y. So first one is x 2 units, y 1 unit, okay, and z 0 units. So what we are talking about, the first vector, which is going to look like this. Okay, let me call this as E1, first vector, vector number 1. What is our second vector? Minus 1 over x this side, 2 over y, this plus this, okay, and minus 3 over z. So 1, 2 and 3. So this is our E2, and third is 0x minus y, so the other side, and plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be the third vector. Column pictures are like this. Now what you want eventually is 0 minus 1 4. So unfortunately this is the vector that we want. So what is our procedure in vector 3D? Considering the end point of the required vector, you complete the parallelepiped. Okay, so a plane parallel to this, something like this, parallel to this, plane parallel to this, passing through this point, and a plane parallel to this. Already काढलंय. हे झालं या दोघांचं आणि this. So we are supposed to do plane like maybe this, 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 okay, and you end up getting a parallelogram. And then what proportion of x you want, what proportion of y you want, what proportion of z you want, so that you get this. Maybe another solution is 1 comma 1 comma 0, 2 minus, है ना, 2 minus 1, no. Okay, I don't think it is correct. 0 comma 0 comma 1. But then I don't get into the numericals over here. I mean, there are going to be different cases by which maybe you will find unique solution. There will be unique value of x comma y comma z. There could be, you can take freedom of putting z values, and therefore x and y values will be fixed. We will look into that. But then column picture, what is the linear combination of E1, E2 and E3 to get the desired RHS vector B? That linear combination is going to be A, B, X, Y and Z. That is what I wanted to bring it to your notice. So if it is 4 by 4, if it is 4 by 3, if it is 3 by 4, whatever, M by N matrix, N by M matrix, if you have, then this is what is going to be the interpretation. Row picture and column picture. Row means they are hyperplanes, and column means they are column vectors. So linear combination of vectors which will produce your RHS vector. Okay. So now let me formally tell you what do we mean by matrix in linear algebra. What do we mean by matrix in linear algebra? Okay. Again, let me take system of simultaneous equations. 2x minus y, suppose 3, 1, saha minus 1 is positive. X plus y is equal to 4. Suppose this is the system of simultaneous equations that we have. Then corresponding matrix equation is going to be 2, 1, minus 1, 1, x comma y, 5 comma 4. This is our matrix equation. This is A x is equal to B. I should do it very carefully because little this is M by N matrix. That is what we said in the beginning, where M is number of rows and N is number of columns. So here 2 by 2, 2 rows, 2 columns. Now we are going to look at these as columns, and our matrix A is a function from matrix A, M by N, is a function from Rn to Rn. Matrix is a function from Rn to Rn. Just understand this. And function, that means we need to have a rule by which if we provide some input, that rule is operated on that input and you get certain output. That is what is the meaning of function. So this matrix A, which is 2 by 2 in this example, is telling us the rule by which if you put any x comma y vector into that, you will get some output. Now the output desired is 5 comma 4. So what input vector we should put in so that this function operates and gives us 5 comma 4. That is another way of looking at this matrix. Okay, so what is this matrix A telling us? Because it is a function, Rn by Rm, right now n is equal to 2 and m is also equal to 2. So it is 2 by 2 system. This is domain. This is codomain. And function is going to operate from here to here. This is what function matrix A. Meaning, unit vector E1, that is I, what we call. This is our E1, vector E1, unit vector. Or for the purpose of initial understanding, let me call it as I only. This is unit vector in the direction of positive x-axis I. This mapping, the rule, the function is being described by A. The unit vector in the direction of x-axis in the domain under operation of A becomes 2A. 2 comma 1. So if you put in I, you will get 2 comma 1. Let me call this as E1. If you put J, you will get -1 comma 8. Understand this. If you put in the box, which box is, we are calling it as a function. If you put unit vector in the direction of x, you get 2 comma 1 in the codomain. So this is image of I under A, under this function. Image of J under A is this unit. And now what is the meaning of this question? The meaning of this question is which vector in the domain, which vector, this is which vector in the domain is going to be 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which vector in the domain will become 5, 4 vector in codomain? That is the meaning of this vector equation. And you do something, we are not discussing how to solve this, but suppose if you solve this, then I think the solution set is 3 comma 1. 3 comma 1, yes. And we can solve it using our vector 3D knowledge. From here you complete the parallelogram and find out how much E1 is to be added and how much E2 is to be added to get 5 comma 4. Those will be the values of x comma y. As the answer is 3 comma 1, I would say 1, 2, 3 comma 1. This vector under influence of function A would become 5 comma 4. So that is what is the mapping. Who gives you the mapping? Matrix A gives you the mapping. Matrix A tells you what the rule is, and then your RHS vector is something which you want to produce. Which vector in the domain will be giving us the image of vector B in codomain? If you answer this, that means you have solved this vector matrix equation. Right now I have considered 2 by 2 system and it has got a unique solution. Therefore, it is easy to understand. Now let me just mention it here. Because these two vectors E1 and E2, of course they were linearly independent over here, I and j. By making different linear combinations of I and j, we can produce any vector in this system. We have understood this when we learned vector 3D. Now in codomain also E1 and E2 are linearly independent, and therefore their linear combination will span the space. Their linear combination will span the space. And now see, we will be completing the parallelogram in codomain and we will get values of x and y, and we will say the vector with x comma y as a coordinate will image into 5 comma 4. The vector with x comma y as a coordinate will image into 5 comma 4 in this case. So that is where that linear algebra is taking place, which I will explain you a little later. But right now you just focus and understand what do we mean by A. A is a mapping which is given, and a matrix is a function. Matrix is a function. And what is the domain dimension? The second suffix is the dimension of your domain. The first suffix m is your dimension of codomain. So matrix is a function from Rn to Rm. And we of course need to give some definition. Matrix provides you that definition. Okay. Now I am going to run through many cases. Square matrix. Right. Now power is off. Maybe the connection is gone. Okay. So now, if this is what is the meaning of matrix A, then we will do different cases and try to understand what exactly is happening. So the first case that we would discuss, example 1, is 2x is equal to 7. Suppose only one equation is given to us with one unknown. We will write f is a function, matrix is a function. What is the matrix equation here? 2x 7. A x is equal to b. Okay, so it is a function. Matrix. This matrix is a function from R to R, one by one. R to R, which says, what does it say? Now let me draw quickly. If this is, it's a only one dimensional system. So you need to have, this is your domain. This is your codomain. Okay, there is a 0 somewhere here, 0. Now this is your unit vector. This is unit vector, only one vector in one direction. This is your, say, I. It is saying, this function 2 is saying, this matrix 2 is saying that unit vector in the domain becomes 2i in codomain, E1. That is what this says. Now the question is, which vector in the domain will become which vector in domain? This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Which vector in the domain will become this vector B in codomain? That is the question, and it is very simple question, and therefore we know the answer. 1, 2, 3 and a half. So vector 3 and a half in domain will image into vector B in codomain, and therefore x is equal to 7 by 2. That is what is our answer. But I mean, we don't really realize what we mean by column vectors if it is case 1 by 1. But I just want to give you one basic example where there was one unknown and one equation which we have solved, and we have given so function domain to codomain, and who is operating? A is operating. Has A defined the function? Yes, completely. And hence, could you solve this equation? Yes, we could solve, and the answer we got is 3.5. Example number 2. 2x plus y is equal to 7. Suppose we have been given one equation with two variables. Okay, what will be corresponding matrix equation? Matrix A is going to be 2, 1. So it is 1 by 2, 1 row, 2 columns, multiplied by x, y, which is 2 rows, 1 column, and therefore resultant is 1 row, 1 column, which is 7. Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? This is A, this is your X, this is your B. So vector A, matrix A has 1 row, 2 columns. So M is equal to 1, N is equal to 2. So now this matrix is a function. Oh yes, it's a function from Rn to Rm. So A is a function from R2 to R1. Very good. So your domain is two-dimensional and your codomain is one-dimensional. Okay. What is the rule? Rule is I becomes 2. I becomes 2. So this is 0, 1, 2. This is your E1, first vector. Then what does this matrix A tells us? Again, J becomes 1. This is your J. Its image is this. E2. Correct? And now what is the question? Question is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which vector in the domain will create vector B? Oh, we want which vector in domain will create vector B. Now, if I stretch, if I take J0 and just stretch I becomes 2 times in codomain. So if I want 7, I can consider x is equal to 3.5 and y is equal to 0. Will I get the solution? Yes, we will get the solution. Yes or no? Yes. If we consider x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 7, will we get the solution? Yes. If x is equal to 0, then the second vector you stretch 7 times. Therefore, you will get vector b. So, do you really understand this system? This is operated, A is operating here, domain dimension is 2 by 2, codomain dimension is 1, and therefore there are more than one ways of creating desired vector. The moment you fix value of one of them, you can calculate the value of the other. Is it something like solve completely? You fix value of one and you get value of the other. Let me show you that. Coefficient is not equal to 0 and you can divide that, and we have written this. We have written this here somewhere. See, if you fix the value of x, your y value is fixed. Case number 4. This is something like that which is happening there now. You fix value of x, you get y value. In case 3, you fix value of y, whatever you want, you get x value. This kind of situation is happening in this example 2, but the motivation of showing you example 2 is, even if dimensions of domain and codomain are not same, the rule is working, the matrix is working, and it is giving us the desired result. So there are more than, in fact there are infinitely many solutions which will satisfy this equation. And algebraically also we know, for every value of y that you take, you will have a distinct value of x, and all those will satisfy this equation. Okay, now let me take example number 3. Let me give you two system of equations. 3x is equal to 6, 4x is equal to 8. Now I have two equations with only one unknown. Yeah, okay. Matrix 3, 4. This is 2 by 1 matrix multiplied by x, which is 1 by 1 matrix, which is equal to 6, 8, which is again 2 by 1 matrix. Interesting. So this is going to be our A, this is our x is equal to small b. We are always solving Ax is equal to b. Okay, let us draw picture now. F is function from R, that is one dimensional domain, and two dimensional codomain. So I have domain only one dimensional and codomain two dimensional. Very good. So in domain, one dimensional domain, you have I. If you have I in one dimensional domain, this matrix A is telling you what will happen to I. I will go and settle at 3, 4. Image of I is going to be 3, 4. That is what this matrix is telling us from year to year. A. Okay. What is being asked? If I want, this is 3, 4, and we want 6, 8. Which vector in a domain will give us 6, 8 vector in codomain? Oh, it is easy. 2i. 2i vector will get into 6, 8. Fair enough. So x is equal to 2 is our solution, which is here. X is equal to 2 satisfies first equation, x is equal to 2 satisfies second equation. These are not difficult things that I am telling you right now. I am just trying to change the view of looking at these things which we have been doing earlier. And therefore, if you want 6,8, then you will get it. Now let me have example number 4, and the diagram let it be like that only. Example 4 is 3x is equal to 6 and 4x is equal to 7. Okay. Corresponding matrix equation 3, 4, x 6, 7. Same. I in domain becomes 3, 4 in codomain. So what is required now? The required vector is this. In example number 4, you want to produce this out of the system which is defined. My goodness. Any vector in domain is going to be collinear with I, either this side or this side. And its image is going to be collinear with 3, 4 with origin. And therefore, if you demand your B, which is not collinear with 3, 4, then you want any value of x will not satisfy this. You cannot get a vector in the domain which will give you 6, 7 in codomain. You failed to get, and therefore solution set is empty. Oh, that is what is expected, because 3x is equal to 6 and 4x is equal to 7, and we want the value of x. It is impossible to find out value of x which will satisfy both these equations. We understand that, but using matrix theory we are trying to understand it by saying that matrix is a function. Is up to problem number 4, is it clear? Example number 5. Now let me take really x plus y plus z is equal to 6. 2x plus y minus z is equal to 7. X minus 2y plus 3z is equal to 2. System of simultaneous equation, matrix equation 1, 2, 1, 1, 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2 plus x, y, z. Resultant is 6, 7. This is our A. X is equal to B. Now, what is the dimension of A? 3 by 3. 3 by 1. Normally you will observe that this into this, these two guys must be same, then only the multiplication is comfortable, otherwise it is difficult. So this number and this number must be same, and what you end up producing is this number by this number. So therefore this is 3 by 1. Okay, here it was 2 rows, 1 column, 1 row, 1 column. So these two numbers are same, and what you end up producing is 2 by 1. 2 by 1. Okay. Now let us write down the rule. This is 3 by 3. So A is a function. A is a function from R3 to R3. So unit vector in x direction I becomes, I don't know whether those numbers are not big. So blue vector I becomes 1, y direction 2 units, z direction 1 unit, and therefore blue vector becomes this. This is your E1. Then black vector J will go to 1, 1, -2, E2, and violet vector Z will go to 1, -2, 3. Now, because we are drawing it on two-dimensional, they might look perpendicular, etc., but they are not. So this is E3. E3. Okay. Now what is required is 6 units in x direction, 7 units in y direction, 2 units in z direction. You are required to produce vector this 6, 7, 2. What linear combination of E1, E2, E3 here will get me this, and that is vector which will into 672 in codomain. So that is what is your E. Maybe after doing calculations, I don't think I have calculations. Do I have 3 to 1? Okay, so 3 times I, 2 times J, and 1 time K. This vector will transform into this. I becomes E1, J becomes E2, K becomes E3, and then if everything is fine, then you end up getting a vector. When you solve this, we are not learning how to solve this, which we will use, learn later on, but then the solution set of this is 3 to 1, 3 to 1, 3 to 1 is 6, and all the 3 equations will be satisfied. So vector 3 to 1 in domain will image to 672 in codomain. That is your example number 5. Let me give you example number 6 now. X plus y plus z is equal to 6. 2x plus y minus z is equal to 7. Okay, only 2 equations. 3 matrix equation 1, 2, 1, 1, 1 minus 1. Vector equation x, y, z is equal to 6, 7. Now this is 2 rows, 3 columns, 3 rows, 1 column. Therefore this is 2 rows, 1. Everything is fine. Now A x is equal to b. What is the dimension of domain? A is a function from R3 to R2. Oh, dimension of codomain is 1 less than that of domain. Good. So z, x, y, and here it is xy. Therefore, first vector I vector converts into 1, 2 in the image. Good. This is E1. J vector converts into 1, 1. This is your E2. And K vector, unit vector K, converts into 1, -1. Okay. Now you have got 3 vectors here, but the space is 2-dimensional. Very good. So now what you want is, you want to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to get this vector in your codomain. Do you understand that there are more than one ways of getting that vector? You can make linear combination of E1, E2. You can make linear combination of E2, E3. You can make linear combination of E1, E2. You can make linear combination of E1, E2 and E3. Because using E2, E3, you can create yet another vector, and then using that vector and E1, you can create the desired vector B. So if this is the mapping A from three-dimensional system to two-dimensional system, then earlier also we got infinitely many solutions. Now also we got infinitely many solutions. In one of the problems that we have discussed above, we did not get the solution. So all the cases we are finding in these examples. Example number 3, solution set becomes empty. Example number 6 now, where you have infinite number of solutions. Example number 5 has got a unique solution. So we are trying to figure out all possible cases where you end up getting these solutions. Now, therefore, the solution set of these problem number 6 is going to be a straight line. Now, if this particular problem was given to you in vector 3D, you have got two planes. Row picture. If you look at row picture, you have got two planes intersecting each other. They are not parallel. So there is a common line which is passing through these two, and every point on that common line is on the first plane as well as on the second plane. Therefore, infinitely many solutions, and you fix value of one variable, you will get the remaining values of the remaining variable. So now you must have forgotten that. Let me do the calculations and tell you what is the solution set of this particular system. Okay, so they are not parallel planes and therefore they will intersect into the lines, and now hence we should choose any point on the line. It should map to 6, 7. So this is 6, 7. Any point on this line will map to 6, 7. That is what is the solution of these equations using vector 3D. Now, if we want to find out the direction of the line of intersection of these two planes, you take cross product ijk 1 1 1 2 1 minus 1. Okay, if you find out this cross product, you will get 2i minus 2i plus 3j minus k, and this is the direction through which this line will pass through. So we will get this is a direction vector. And now if you want to fix a line, specific line, then you need at least one point, so a point and the direction vector will decide the line. So obviously now, because we know these were the two first solutions, 3, 2, 1 is one of the points, and therefore if 3, 2, 1 is one of the points, then parametric equation of the line is x minus 3 upon minus 2, which is equal to y minus 2 upon 3, which is equal to z minus 1 upon minus 1 is equal to k, and hence x is equal to minus 2k plus 3, y is equal to y is equal to 3k plus 2, and z is equal to minus k plus 1 is a solution set. You put any value of k, you will get vector 6, 7, you will get vector 6 comma 7 in this vector equation. Now let us see, let us actually do the multiplication. 1, now see, x times 1 comma 2 plus y times 1 comma 1 plus z times 1 comma minus 1 should give us 6 comma 7. That is what is our requirement, and we have found out x is equal to minus 2k plus 3, right? So either you or you can put it over here, 1 times minus 2k plus 3 plus 1 times 3k plus 2 plus 1 times minus k plus 1 is equal to, find out, it is going to be equal to 6, and 2 times minus 2k plus 3 plus 1 time 3k plus 2 plus minus 1 times minus k plus 1, you find out how much, equal to 7. So it is really independent of k. So if you take any value of k, you are bound to get 6 comma 7, and hence this entire line in three-dimensional geometry will give you 6 comma 7, which we have cross-checked using our vector 3D. We found out the direction vector. We made that equation of line because we wanted one particular point to get the equation of line. This is the equation of line, and if we write those values of x comma y comma z parametrically, we get this matrix equation satisfied. Therefore, we can write the solution as 1 comma 2, 1 comma 1, 1 comma minus 1 times minus 2k plus 3, 3k plus 2 minus k plus 1, always going to be 6 comma. Okay, the question was to find out what is x, and we found out that it is a straight line. For any real number k, you will get this vector multiplied by this matrix, pre-multiplied by this matrix, will produce 6 comma 7. Okay, now these are the different examples by which you understand what do we mean by matrix. Now in this process we have already done matrix multiplication. Now more theory on matrix we will do it in the next lecture, but I think in the beginning what I have tried to explain you is matrix is a function. If it is a function, it requires domain codomain. So what are the dimensions of domain codomain? Rn to Rn, and what kind of mapping it is shown by the matrix itself. First column is the image of first vector in the domain space, unit vector in domain space. Second column is the image of second unit vector in domain space, and so on. So solve completely, we get all kinds of answers, essentially particular solution which is an empty set, and a solution which has got infinitely many points satisfying that solution. All the three we have experienced in these particular examples. Now still we have not addressed how do we solve system of simultaneous equation using matrix equation, which we will deal with next lecture. We will try to solve the system also and arrive at points x comma y comma z etc, so that those points satisfy the original equation, and the method that we are going to use should be such that it creates an algorithm, and therefore computer or programming should be able to give us those answers. That is where we stop for the day.